Imagine a world where the sun rises, but you don't see it. A world where your name is replaced by a number. This is not a story from a distant past. It is happening right now, today, on October 11th, 2025, behind the cold, unfeeling walls of the world's most brutal prisons. Thousands of lives unfold in near total darkness. These are places built not just to contain, but to crush the human spirit. They are monuments to despair, where the air itself seems heavy with forgotten hopes and silent screams. We often think of prison as a loss of freedom, but what if it's the loss of your very humanity? In these places, basic dignities are stripped away, piece by painful piece. Water becomes a luxury. Mercy is a word with no meaning. The stories that emerge from these concrete tombs are raw, unsettling, and deeply human. They challenge our ideas of justice, punishment, and what it truly means to survive when everything has been taken from you. As we peel back the layers of these institutions, you will encounter stories that are difficult to hear, but impossible to ignore. They are tales of resilience in the face of unimaginable cruelty, and moments of connection in places designed to isolate. Let's begin our descent into a world where every day is a battle for survival. Water, the most basic element of life, now a weapon. In many of the world's harshest prisons, water is rationed, controlled, or denied. Inmates describe a constant gnawing thirst that becomes the central focus of their existence. Taps run dry for days, forcing people to choose between contaminated water or severe dehydration. Hygiene is impossible, toilets can't be flushed, the stench of human waste is everywhere, skin diseases and infections spread rapidly through cramped, filthy cells. Prisoners collect rainwater in dirty cups, sometimes they're only clean water for a week. Every sip is a negotiation, a currency traded for bread, favors, or protection. The powerful control the supply, leaving the weak to suffer. The anxiety over the next drink is a form of mental torture, grinding down even the strongest. One man told me he still has nightmares about being thirsty, years after release. The physical pain was immense, but the psychological fear was worse. In these prisons, life is defined not by crime, but by a primal, all-consuming thirst. This is the reality for countless people. The physical environment of these prisons is engineered for misery. Picture a room for 10, crammed with over 100. Inmates sleep in shifts on cold concrete, packed so tightly they can't turn over. The air is thick with heat, sweat, and constant noise. There is no personal space, no privacy, no escape. This lack of space is profoundly dehumanizing, eroding a person's sense of self. Tensions run high. Small disagreements can explode into violence. The architecture itself becomes an instrument of punishment. Food is foul, medical care almost non-existent. A broken bone might be left to set on its own. A treatable infection can be a death sentence. Systemic neglect sends a clear message. Your life has no value here. The outside world feels impossibly far away. Sleep is a luxury, often interrupted by fights or nightmares. This environment doesn't just hold people, it dismantles them, psychologically and physically. The scars left behind are deep and permanent. Inside these walls, fear is the air you breathe. It's not just the guards, it's your fellow inmates. Gangs control everything, food, water, even where you sleep. To survive, you must navigate this brutal social order daily. Showing weakness is an invitation for exploitation. Prisoners build protective shells, hiding any vulnerability. This creates profound isolation, even in overcrowded conditions. Trust is a dangerous luxury. Friendships are rare and fragile. Hope is a flickering flame, easily extinguished. Many succumb to a deep, crushing despair, a gray fog that robs them of will. The future is a blank wall, the present an endless cycle of fear. This hopelessness is the prison's most effective tool of control. Constant fear rewires the brain, leading to anxiety, paranoia, and depression. Even after release, the trauma lingers, loud noises, sudden movements, a permanent echo of terror. They have left the prison, but the prison has never left them. It's a life sentence of the mind. In a world without official justice, inmates create their own. A complex, unwritten code governs daily life. Learn it or suffer. A wrong word or glance can lead to violence. New inmates are tested. Survival depends on adaptation. Choices are impossible. Join a gang and commit violence or remain a target. The lines between right and wrong blur. The goal is to see the next sunrise. One former prisoner told me, "Find the biggest man and punch him." It was survival, not bravado. Even in the most degrading conditions, people find ways to endure. Secret economies, small acts of defiance, and moments of connection become lifelines. A hidden photo, a song, a shared joke, reminders that the human need for meaning survives. Even when the system tries to strip everything away, connection endures. For those trapped in the world's worst prisons, escape is a constant fantasy, but these are fortresses, remote, surrounded by wilderness, nearly impossible to leave. Security is extreme razor wire, armed guards, sensors, informants. The price for being caught is severe, solitary, torture, even death. The greatest barrier is psychological. The system convinces you escape is impossible. Over time, hope fades, replaced by grim acceptance. The prison becomes your entire world. Yet stories of escape, true or not, circulate among inmates. These tales are traded like currency, offering a flicker of hope. Even if escape is a fantasy, dreaming about it is a small rebellion. It's a way to keep a part of yourself alive, in a place designed to kill the spirit. The ghost of escape lingers, refusing to be silenced. Not all prisons are created equal. In some countries, especially Scandinavia, the focus is on rehabilitation, not just punishment. Prisons are humane, offering education, therapy, and preparation for reintegration. Cells are private, inmates cook their own meals, and maintain family ties. Guards act as mentors, not just enforcers. The results: some of the lowest reoffending rates in the world. Compare this to systems based on brutality and deprivation, which create broken individuals. This stark difference forces us to ask: is prison for punishment, or for helping people rebuild? The existence of humane systems proves another way is possible. The horrors of the world's worst prisons are not inevitable. They are choices. What does it feel like to have your freedom taken away? Picture yourself in a small, dark space, foul air, hunger, thirst, surrounded by strangers you can't trust. Every day is a monotonous loop of suffering. This is not just a loss of liberty, it's a loss of self. The person you were fades, replaced by a hardened survivor. Memories of family and simple pleasures become painful reminders. Hope is dangerous, numbness is safer. This is the internal prison, carried long after release. Yet, hope survives in small gestures, a shared piece of bread, a whispered word, a moment of understanding. These are acts of resistance, proof that empathy and connection endure. These stories are not just about prisoners, they're about all of us. They hold up a mirror to our society and ask what we value. Do we believe in vengeance or redemption, punishment or healing? The suffering inside is a reflection of the world we've created. We've journeyed into some of the darkest places on Earth. We've heard stories of unimaginable hardship and resilience. It's easy to feel overwhelmed, but we cannot look away. These prisons are a stain on our collective conscience. The men and women inside may have made mistakes, but they're still human beings, deserving of dignity. The first step toward change is awareness. By bearing witness, we take a stand against indifference. The fight for prison reform is long, but necessary. I ask you to carry these stories with you. Talk about them, seek more information, support those working for change. Small actions multiplied can bring light into the darkest cells. If these stories have moved you, join the chorus calling for change. Together, we can demand a world where every human life is treated with dignity. Thank you for listening.